like it. It's working.
I'm going to try that too.
First of all, so I asked James, I said, because we're going to learn this together, what's the tagline for SILQ? And I said, what's the tagline for SILQ? What's the tagline? And what'd you say?
That's a tag shape.
That's the tagline. Okay, everyone, let's do the tagline. The tagline for SILQ.
Cindy Allen.
Tagline for SILQ. Uh-huh. Nice, right? Nice, right. Okay. First of all, can you believe that, think about it, you designers out there, a manufacturer starts in 2008 to design something for you, and they don't give up, or James doesn't give up, right?
Right.
So tell us the process in terms of, because this is the carbon fiber, baby, which is incredible. Look how beautiful it is. Is this the Rolls Royce? The Ferrari, what is it?
That's a good one. I'll take that, the Rolls Royce version, yeah.
Yeah,
the Tom Ford version's downstairs, I think so.
Yeah, yeah. So can you tell us sort of like what you got to, then it was a stopgap, then what you got to again?
Sure.
Wait, don't you love James? Oh my God. Me model, he's model. And he's nice, talented, hot. What more can you ask for?
And embarrassed now.
Okay.
Too.
And so cute.
Only you can do that. Yeah.
Okay.
So thank you, Cindy. It's the best.
Let's get a little closer.
Yeah.
Let's get a little closer.
So,
okay.
Stop laughing so hard.
No, but seriously, it's that this chair could not have happened too, right? They could have said, it's too much of a pain in the ass, it costs too much, all those things that we never know about, right? We don't know. But that idea of like really never giving up.
Yeah, I think the idea to us was to sort of deepen our psyche, right? We really believe that, what I said, which is when something, you know, it looks a certain way and it performs a certain way and it's made of a certain thing and they're inseparable. We'd only seen that in things like the contact lens or the heart stent or the swim fin, simple systems. And so we had this dream of translating that into a more complex system. And so we didn't give up, but you know, business goes on. We were tasked with innovating in the category. We did other chairs and they were super successful and still are. But this vision wouldn't go away. But our knowledge, it took a while, right? So we took up this challenge to understand carbon fiber. I mean, Boeing was talking about the 787, the Dreamliner. Car companies were talking about moving from steel and gasoline to carbon fiber and electric. So something in the zeitgeist of design was telling us that there was something to look at. But we needed a catalyst. And then it was really, the catalyst was I reached back to a 2009 talk by Amy Mullins at TED. She's a Paralympian athlete and model.
Did you see that in the video? Yeah.
And she'd given this amazing talk, and there was an image in there, powerful image of her as a sprinter with these two blades on.
The prosthetic too, right?
Prosthetic legs. And so we really said that was the catalyst for bringing all these strands together and saying there's something there. And that was around 2 years ago.
And so did you develop a new material for it then? Because we know the carbon fiber, but like this chair, which is more affordable and specifiable, right?
Right.
Okay, so what is this material?
I can't tell you that. And don't ask me, no matter how nice I might seem.
I'll tell you later, okay? I'll find out and tell you later.
No, so really, we solved the problem in carbon fiber, right? This is the genesis of the solution. This is the true invention where the engineers came back and they said, you know, where they had said not yet in 2008, they said we'll try in 2016. So we solved that with what we knew and how we extrapolated the idea. But really, for something to move from an invention to become a true innovation, it has to be able to impact a lot of people's lives. And that was the goal.
But James, just give us like one example of something you couldn't get right and then you did get right. Or that you had to change to make the chair. Just one.
You know, I can't. Honestly, this was one of those dream projects.
What about this thing? Like this thing?
That thing is the chair, right? In a sense, right?
So
actually, the thing is what's not there.
Right.
And that's the special part about it, right?
Yeah, you can kind of see through the chair.
So, and really, it was, again, it would seem like a simple intuition. Replace all that machinery with something simple. And the something simple, again, the best innovations always look easy after they're done, right? Why didn't that happen before?
It's the aha thing, right? Like, why didn't, right?
So, again, I don't know. You'd have to ask one of my engineers. They're out here. Make sure you ask them.
Who's here?
Don't tell them. Don't tell them, Kurt or Nick. Don't tell them what it is.
At some point, I bet you at some point somebody said, let's take something away.
So, yeah, it was like, but there's something that happens, right? So I think everything's like a chemical reaction. The people you pick, the problem you choose, the constraints you put on the problem, and the resources you give it are all like these things you add to a crucible.
Yeah.
You get the mixture right, and it boils something down to its essence, just like a chemical reaction. You get the mixture wrong, it burns it up to ashes. I would just say we were lucky that we got this one right. That's what it felt like the whole time. It was nothing but joy. We worked after 6 months. We thought there's something here. After 12 months, we were convinced this could be something that was really breakthrough. And after 18 months, this is where we're at, and this is what you see. So it was really like that.
And do you think, like, in this day and age, we're always looking at, like, why we need something else? We want to, because we're, you know, as designers, we also say we keep creating because we're alive, right? And you guys too, right? Like, if you have a project, you have to have the next project and the next project. But when you think about a manufacturer and how many resources they put in to developing something, that's pretty outstanding. Which, again, at some point you say, let's cut our losses and not do it, right?
Right.
So why do we need this chair?
Well, I mean, everyone has done projects where you feel like your best ideas were left on the cutting room floor, whether it's budgets or time or a client or something like that. And we're no different. So we just didn't want to sweep those ideas away. We wanted to keep them, and we held on to them. I would say the interesting thing for me is, if we would have solved this in 2008, it might not have been the right time.
It would be a different chair.
Work was different. Right. It was still a little bit about one desk, one chair, one person, one idea. And now you see people moving from space to space. They're choosing the ecosystem of spaces. They're looking for the best place, for the right time, for the way they want to work at that moment. And it's time for a new intuitive, right? And so we felt like if we stripped away all that complexity, listen, who believes that their lives are going to get simpler? Show me your hands, right? It's only going to get more complex. Yeah. Well, yeah, one of the engineers, of course, right? Because you know what we're working on next. No, so right, it's only going to get more complex. So we said if we stripped away some of that complexity, brought in some more intuitive, that the time would be right. And so we think that's why the time is right.
So don't you guys think, like, when I'm looking at the chair and I think about, like, what we're doing these days in workplace. So workplace is hospitality, it's residential, it's all these other things, that this chair, which is much more beautiful and kind of sculptural, right? That it would fit better because it doesn't have a lot of the things that kind of, that little bit of clunk that we're kind of used to seeing, right? Not that, I mean, there are a lot of good chairs in the marketplace, but do you know what I mean, right? So you could see that this one's kind of fitting in. Yes? Do you guys like the chair? You can, yeah, it's beautiful, right?
Thank you, yeah. Well, I mean.
Yeah, and I feel good in it. I feel good.
And you look good in it too.
Thank you.
Which is awesome.
So tell us what's not there, because you said it's more intuitive. So, like, I want to understand it, because I don't.
I mean, like you said, it's like there's only one adjustment, right? It's height adjustment. Everything else is you, right? So.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Right, the chair knows you. Like, all the forces you're putting in it through your stature and posture are what providing the energy, which then Silk gives back to you in support. Right? You don't need to adjust everything. It's like it immediately knows the right way. So all the people here, we're all unique, and the chair responds in a unique way. And that's what the key
So it
is.
kind of is you, right? So this is the
You're
Cindy
part of
chair.
it.
So they all should have their own names, right? Who's ever chair. They should have a little plaque, right? Like your office. This is your office, is now the chair. They're going, shut up.
No, I like it.
No, it's cute, right?
Lay the best idea win.
Yeah, exactly. It could be a chain link on the thing, and you can wear it as, like, yeah.
We have all kinds of great little ideas for the next versions. We wanted to keep it simple because we wanted to do this chair in like half the time of what it takes us to normally do a chair, what the industry does.
What I noticed on the fabric, because this is design text, right?
There are some design text fabrics.
Yeah, so it's fun.
Yep.
Like, it's elegant, but it is fun.
Elegant and fun, and plus you'll see some chairs here that we used design text digital printing to create any kind of signature. We wanted to create ultimately simple object, but we wanted to create incredibly complex stories that you can tell by creating different kinds of personalities and signatures. So hopefully as you go through, you'll find a chair you love. That's why there's Chardonnay and Sauvignon Blanc, right? Everyone, there's a chair for everyone.
The wood one is quite beautiful, the arms on that. So is it an oak? What is it?
Yeah, it's an oak. There was a day where I was sitting in a classic Hans Wegner chair, and I actually texted the team, hey, anyway, we could have that on silk. And my team's amazing, right? Within 3 days, they had the model done, and it was ready to go. And we just said, it just felt so right. So, and that's the way the whole project progressed. There was not really ever any brief. It was really, we wanted this thing to become what it wanted to become, and then say, does it make sense to the market? I think so far the response has been great.
Yeah, so you said the social, you know, it's so funny these days. Like, you're all taking pictures, you're going to post it and do all that kind of stuff, that like social media is such a part of our lives. So when did you start, so something happening on social media right now?
Yeah, sure. So we had a little live stream this morning, because not everybody could be with us here in New York. We were in Hong Kong.
But you're seeing it live.
Paris. This is the first live launch, and we're super, super happy to do that in New York.
Yes.
There's so much that happens in New York, and we wanted to be a part of that energy and bring it to market here. We had launch. We had people viewing in Munich, and Hong Kong, and Paris, and London, and so super exciting. Everything's been an experiment with this chair. We feel like we're trying to break ground not only in the product, but how we talk about it, how we show it, and that's what's been so fun about it.
I mean, it's so nice that they were telling me behind the scenes that they wanted to do something creative, so they decided to do the runway, which when they talked to me, I was like, oh my God, but like it's Fashion Week in New York, like it can't be like corny, you know, but the models were cute, right? They were like super edgy. Wilhelmina, I'm getting a job there, I'm telling you.
It's my first runway show.
But so here's the thing. This is our opportunity, because we don't always have this, like to get a little behind the scenes and talk to James, which is so nice. So what does SILQ mean?
Oh, so actually the Q in SILQ really was the project had a code name. I don't know if I mentioned that, but you know, I pulled 4 of my team out of their jobs, and we basically kind of squirreled ourselves away in my innovation center. It's a really big space, like 50,000 square feet, and we took a small room, about 15 by 20, put paper on the windows, locks on the doors, and we really didn't tell a whole lot of people we were working on this, because as you know, sometimes ideas are fragile, right? And if you get too close to business, there's a like live wire of business in the market, and it can you know, burn the idea to
How many times you had to change that paper? That's a lot of years.
No, it was literally only 18 months. There was 8 years where we did nothing on the project. So it was 18 months, and that's the way we ran the project. So along the way, it was codenamed Q, because if anyone's a Trek fan, you know it's like a mysterious, omnipotent being that's in the universe, and so we kind of called it that. So as we started to name it, we realized that these algorithmic forms that were driving the shape and the way this chair started to emerge, it had sort of a fluid nature to it, and yet, you know, if you think of spider silk, it's infinitely strong and mysteriously strong.
Spider silk.
So it seemed like a natural kind of way to kind of fuse all these ideas.
I think like the idea of a task chair is always so hard for all of us, right? It's hard to figure out what we want in it. You know, obviously the comfort is huge, but I'm always impressed with how the manufacturers always want to give you the next. Like you said, some things you'll never see. Like I'm really happy this came about. If it didn't come about, we wouldn't know. Like how many things are like in the back.
Oh, yeah,
Actually,
sure.
That's really fun. Like when you go and you like say, what didn't make it? They'll never show you. Sometimes they show me really nice things. Yeah.
We were determined that you wouldn't find this in one of our sketchbooks in 20 years in some exhibition. We really wanted to make this chair. Right?
Yes,
So,
yes.
Yeah.
And that's such an amazing thing. Like, I bet you the molds are really beautiful, right?
I think everything is beautiful
Yeah.
in manufacturing, right? Sometimes you look at the way we've cut the steel, and you go in, and I mean, it's sculpture in its own right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we're industrial designers, right? There's this whole thing about making that's just poetry and beauty that goes along with it. It's not some big Dickensian, steaming, smoky factory, right? This stuff is beautiful, and so we love it too.
Sometimes we hear about the people in the plant who are making things, and that idea of having people on board who you can push enough that they will go out of their comfort zone and say, okay, I'll get it, which is sometimes hard because people are used to doing what they, yeah. So do you feel like you have that?
Well, so the second secret is that we actually had to invent a manufacturing process to make this high performance polymer possible.
Is it still Q? Like, well, on the Q?
Oh, we should just name the material Q.
Yeah.
That's your second TM today. So I think the idea though is it's not just the material, but it's how we made it.
Yeah.
Those are both, we filed patents on both of those things. And so without that partnership, you can imagine anything in the world, but everyone knows here, it takes an army of people to get behind your idea and do all the heavy lifting to make something possible. I just get to sit up on stage and talk about it. There's amazing people who've done all these things to make this possible to get to today. And they share in that credit, absolutely.
I think just because you guys are so good and quiet, no, it's nice. So maybe before we get off and have drinks, does anybody have a question about it?
Wow.
No question? Thank you. I have a question. Somebody think of another question.
So first of all, I love the name. I love the design. I see on some of the chairs there's the open in the wheel. There's something that's closed. So
Yep.
what made that
Tell them what she said.
So the question is why we have the hubless caster on some and not on the others. A lot of that has to do with just wanting to have a really wide opportunity of signatures and also price points in this. So it's, you know, kind of as you add a feature, I think my marketing colleague is in the back, so I can say anything I want. Sort of, it's like as you add a feature up from the base price, it's sort of like, imagine it's like another $100 list price.
So are the open more expensive?
Yeah, a little more expensive.
Those are cute.
Yeah.
I love the open.
But here's the secret behind that, right? So there's another story. We were shipping the chairs off to Munich to have an internal event with our sales and dealer people there. And as the chairs were going into the box, Bruce Smith and I and Mark Spoolhoff were the 3 designers in the project. We were sitting there and I'm like, what would it take to have a hubless caster with a hole in that? So 3 days later, Bruce had one and said, what about this? And so we threw them in the box, shipped them off to Munich, and now they've been part of the project.
See, you need that, right?
That
you need that, like,
right?
it's never over. It's never over.
Oh, sorry, Carly, I spoke for you.
Oh, sorry.
So, yeah, she gets to field all the questions.
The hardware for the hubless, you know, hubcapless one looks so much sturdier.
She loves the hub, but you can't have 2 questions. You'll talk to him later.
Afterwards,
Okay.
you can talk to us afterwards. Yeah. So.
But that was a good first question.
Yeah.
Somebody else? What do you think of it? Somebody stand up, tell me what you think of it.
Don't be shy.
Oh, don't be shy. Come on. Yes.
Ah.
The same old question.
But I
she
love
said,
that
it's
question.
beautiful. How
That's a
fast
great
can we get
question.
it? You sound like a salesperson. How fast can we get it?
Should I answer that question, Carly? So we're targeting having these on customers' sites in May. Right. So that's in our contract furniture industry. That's like tomorrow, right? So it's springtime.
Any other questions? Yes. Yes.
Yes.
The price point. Okay. Tell them what she asked. Yes.
Yeah, sure. So, you want to come up here and do this? This is so I think I've listened to you do this enough. So as you know, the high performance polymer version and all the standard things without the hubless caster, is $970 list, right? And anyone knows contract furniture pricing. I think you'd be excited about that.
That's pretty good, huh? That's with the Q material.
That's good.
Right?
And the carbon fiber version goes all the way up to 3,500 list. So
that's for the president's office, right?
Yeah.
Great.
So we really want to have this incredible price elasticity. I mean, there's something like if you love materials, there's something incredibly compelling about this. And if you know the material,
beautiful, right?
If you drive a car though, you've paid up for the carbon fiber trim kit. You know or you ride a carbon fiber road bike, you know that's right in the sweet spot. But what's really important, what was really the true breakthrough, were these versions here. And I have to say, that's one of those things where you just can't discount when you bring engineers and designers together with a common vision, when they're not playing tug of war together, they're pulling on the same rope, some amazing things can happen. And that's why I say I'm so proud of my team. Can I introduce them to you, my team?
Yeah, let's bring the team up.
Yeah, I just want my team to stand up. Kurt Heidman, Bruce Smith, Nick Devers, Mark Spoolhoff, Carly Williamson. Right.
All right, let's do a spin, a congratulations, and let's have a good time and specify the chair. Okay, let's spin.
Hey, spin.
Spin.
Clockwise,
Bye.
yeah. It's time to celebrate. Have a good time tonight. Thank you.
The SILQ. Everyone do the SILQ.